want, what you want.
Good evening, YouTube community, and welcome to Long Lever's Gun Corner. I got a few requests on Twitter from a couple different friends wanting to know about concealed carry. I personally conceal carry. I do believe in it. I've been carrying for almost 3 years now. The number one question I get is, why do you do it? And then the second one is, why should I, or how do I conceal I do need carry? So tell y'all that I am not a licensed instructor. Like I said, I have been carrying for 3 years. I've been in lots of situations, different situations, how to carry, some issues that I've had, and so this is an informative course. This is in no way a replacement for an NRA instructor for the instructive courses through the state that you'll need to go through to get your concealed permit. Also, all the laws that I talk about are Iowa's laws. I know some of the states are close to ours, but like I said, this is Iowa law. If I go 100 miles south, the laws change. If I go across the border, there are no laws because I live right next to Illinois. Go a couple 100 miles north and the laws are again different. So make sure that you look at your laws for your state, what you need to do, how you need to do it. Some states allow you a bolt in the chamber, some don't. Iowa is basically a free state. We can have our gun in any condition, anywhere on us or anywhere in our vehicle, as long as we're alone. But so make sure that you know your state's laws. Got a few questions about why I do it, so I made a short little video. Be going through a couple of points that I have. I only have 3 points, so it's going to be really short. It's kind of late at night, but for my first point, I just have, it's real simple. Who should carry? It's a very simple question, but it's also very important. One of the things about why you should carry is, if you believe that you would lose in a physical confrontation. If you've got a 350-pound ex-MMA fighter and he's going to hurt you, the average person would not win. I mean, he's going to dominate you. He is going to hurt you. Or, say he had a knife, or even if he had a gun. If you are not armed, you are completely at his mercy, and you don't have a chance. I mean, you could run, but he might catch you, and he might, hurt you for running. So, another reason is if you carry large amounts of cash. I used to work at a gas station, and every single, afternoon, our manager would walk out of the store with $5,000. Totally unprotected. At any time, she could have been mugged or hurt or anything like that. So it's really important that if you are a target, that you might want to look into getting a concealed carry permit. Another one I have is if you live in a bad neighborhood. Where I'm lived, I'm blessed. I don't live in a bad neighborhood. I trust my neighbors, at least most of them. But, if you live in a kind of a nasty neighborhood to where there's a lot of crime, or if you just don't feel safe going out on the streets after dark, it's probably a good idea to get one. And it's also just if you want an extra source of protection. Like I said before, if you do come into a confrontation with somebody that has a gun or a knife, or, is more physically fit than you are, then, if you just have your 2 hands, you're not going to be able to do much. And you're going to walk out of it hurt, But if you have a gun, you might be able to scare them off, and unfortunately you might end the confrontation to the bad guy's disadvantage. But that was point number 1. So point number 2 is, why should you carry? Really, all of the first ones kind of work for this point also. I just have 2 extra ones. Is number 1, it exercises your Second Amendment right. The Constitution allows us to, so why shouldn't we? As long as you're safe about it, you're knowledgeable, you've been trained, you should be allowed to, and you should be able to. I mean, there should be nothing that stops you from doing it. And like I said before, it can give you an upper hand in a fight. And my third point, what are the pros and cons of carrying? Go with the pros first. Number one, it gives you safety, of course. You know, in a fight, you could have it if you need it. It could make a criminal think twice about hurting you. If you can fight back, you are no longer an easy target. You know, say that bad guy is going to walk up behind you and mug you, and all of a sudden he sees the handle to a pistol. He's got two choices. He can either continue this confrontation and have the possibility of being shot if he's not armed himself, or he can run and go pick on somebody else that's an easier target. I mean, think about it. Would you rather attack somebody that can't fight back, or would you rather attack somebody that can? You know, I wouldn't attack somebody that could fight back. No way. I'd pick the easy target. Some of the cons is it can be expensive. I mean, once you get a good quality pistol, it's going to run you about $600. All the hours on the range, you know, every time a gun show comes around here, I spend almost $1,000 in ammo about every 9 to 10 months. So, I mean, it can get expensive after a while. And all the different types of holsters and, you know, the clothing that you can wear that, you know, kind of hides if you do decide to concealed carry. And it can just, the cost can add up very quickly. Now, the second con that I have is, you know, like with the pro, he might think twice about engaging you if he believes that you can fight back. It can also work the other way, and this is a very important point. When you open carry, and I do know some people that open carry, yes, he could walk into a store, take one look at you and go, oh, there's a gun, I'm out of here, turn around and leave. Or he could decide to take you out first. So it does work both ways. It can be an intimidation factor to a bad guy, and it can make you a target. And the last point for cons is it's extremely dangerous. Of course, you are walking around with a loaded gun on your hip, or in the small of your back. I mean, it depends on what you choose. But it is a loaded firearm. You know, if it falls out, could it go off? Absolutely. You know, if you're, you know, taking the pistol on and off, could it go off? Absolutely. You know, the only safe gun is a gun that's broken apart into 1,000 pieces. You know, and even then, you could throw those pieces at somebody and hurt them. So, just a few points that people wanted me to make, you know, a few ideas for anybody out there that are considering getting their concealed weapons permit. I will say this is my first part in my concealed carry course. There's going to be about 4 of these videos. This was the first one. It's more of an informative. The next one will go over different types of handguns, different types of holsters, where to holster them, you know, different advantages and disadvantages of certain clothing, you know, how to keep it concealed, you know, when you're in a store or in a restaurant, you know, just certain things like that. Third video, we'll go ahead and do some dry fire drills. Inside, right now it's kind of cold outside, so we'll be doing all inside, you know, some fundamental steps of how to draw your pistol, how to clear a room, you know, selective targeting, stuff like that. And then the fourth video, we'll actually do some on-the-range live testing and some live examples of how to shoot. And there's a couple different cool ones. You know, there's some ones where we'll be shooting paper targets at less than 2 feet. You know, you'll be right up against. You'll be shooting from your side. You'll be shooting from right around your shoulder level, just, you know, pulled back like this, right next to your face. Yeah, so there'll be some cool ones. We'll have some even sitting down, you know, to kind of simulate if you're in a carjacking, what to do. But that's basically all I have. It was a real quick video, I hope, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did like my video, go ahead and subscribe. It's up here or up here. Depends. Click on one of the corners. Watch my other videos. Check me out on Twitter. It's Dr. Dave 2014. And you have a great evening. Thank you.